Good morning, Bates. It is Tuesday morning. Mr. Fonseca, how you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. How about you, Mr. Softic?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I think it's supposed to be like 45 today. So
Yeah, it
compared to some of
is.
the colder weather we've had, it'll feel kind of nice today, I think.
Yeah, today it's going to warm up as the day goes along, so I'm really excited for that.
Obviously, there's going to be some rain, but so
Yep.
it's not all good news, but we'll take the warmer weather as we getting closer and closer to March. Can you believe it?
Oh my gosh, look, it's March, almost March already. It's
Hmm.
incredible how fast the year's going by. I wonder how many of our learners feel like, the year's gone by super fast for them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a different year and a challenging year, so I'm sure at times it's been slow for teachers, students, and parents. But there's some components that do move quickly, especially those who are probably in person because you're not on the computer all day. But March 18th, more students will come into the building. So we look forward to that, welcoming those students and those who are staying remote. We're still going to continue to support you in anything you need. But it is still February. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, and that means it's still Black History Month. So, Mr. Fonseca, what are we going to learn about today?
Today, we're going to talk about the first Black vice president of the United States, and that's Miss Kamala Harris, or Vice President Kamala Harris. So, we went to the White House website, and on their webpage, you can see that Kamala Harris here is the Vice President of the United States, and we can see a picture of her. And so, interesting information about Vice President Harris's background is that she had a mother who was from India, and her father was from Jamaica. So she had a mixture of cultures growing up, which is really cool. And she is a person of color, who someone who's Black, and she's the vice president of our country, the first female vice president of our country, and also the first person of color who's the vice president of our country. So both of those are firsts for our country. Before Kamala Harris, we've never had a woman vice president, and before Kamala Harris, we've also never had a vice president that is a person of color. We had Barack Obama, and he was president, and he was a person of color. He was Black, but we never had a vice president that was a person of color. So Kamala Harris, by being the vice president of the United States now, she's actually being the first person to achieve both of those things, to be the first woman vice president of the United States, and also to be the first person of color who's also the vice president of the United States.
And so prior to becoming vice president, she was the attorney general I believe, California, went to Cal State Berkeley to get her law degree. But prior to that, she went to Howard University, which is a historically Black university. And what that meant was those some of the colleges that were all Black prior to the 1964 Civil Rights Act. And some of those institutions continue. So obviously, really, education is really important to her. And so it's something that we should all look up to because education got her to where she is today, which is in the White House, leading our country. So just a great representation of someone we should look up to.
That's exactly right. So, as we always say this, we're just remembering that Black History Month is a time that we really acknowledge and celebrate, the contributions of people of color to the country and to the world, but that it's not just limited to this month of February. We want to always recognize the achievements of all different groups of people throughout the year. So be on the lookout to if there's any people that are people of color that whose achievements you think should be highlighted. You can let Mr. Softic and I know, and we'll be really excited to share different stories about different individuals and how they work to make the United States a better place, or even the country a
Absolutely.
better
Yeah,
place.
yeah, great. Absolutely. Thank you. So reach out to us. Prior to break, it was All Turismo week. Um, so Mr. Fonseca's house, so the House of Givers, and the Kindness Crew put together a Padlet a lot of you shared. And I'm going to share my screen right now. And we're going to look at some more of those responses because I thought you guys did a great job. So Mr. Fonseca, do you want to pick one out?
Yeah, how about that one? I saw Bonnabelle's. I think hers was up just a little bit. Bonnabelle Stavely was one of the first ones I saw. She right at the top. If not, I'll pick another one
Yeah, why
here.
don't you pick another one? But shout
Okay.
out to
How about Alexa are in grade 5? Last night, my dad had to shovel our street, so I went out and helped him, even though it was 11 p.m. Wow, that shows a whole lot of giving by helping someone when when they're doing a lot of work. So helping your parents when they're shoveling and helping to shovel with them. That's a really great way of showing kindness.
Yeah. And then a funny little meme right here, the little guy shoveling. Obviously, there was a lot of snow before break. So that one was definitely spot on. So Jeffrey in grade one helped his sister build a house with Legos. So, probably Jeffrey being a bigger brother, helping out the younger one, showing her how to use their toys. That's a great way to show sharing and giving. Thank you, Jeffrey. Another one over here, Isaac also helped a friend build Legos. So
Yeah,
that's great.
that's fantastic.
A lot of shoveling,
A lot of shoveling.
some funny pictures here.
Wow, it's fantastic. What about Yari, grade one, playing with someone who is alone outside? So during recess time, that's a great
Hmm.
way to show kindness, to show that core value of kindness by trying to find someone who's alone and looks like they want to play, looks like they want to make friends, and saying like, hey, this is my name, we're playing this game. Do you want to join us? And if they say no, that's okay. But you did the right thing by introducing yourself and volunteering to have them join in.
Yeah, and we've got a lot of new students since January 1st. And so I'm sure that it's difficult for them to make friends in the playground. So that one is oh so important, for our Bates community.
That's right.
All right,
Absolutely.
so we're going to share a few more of those tomorrow and throughout the week as we kind of continue Altruismo Week, but, just being kind and just being a good friend, a good person in our community.
Exactly. And not just because we think somebody might see it, but because it's just the right thing to do.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Fonseca, anything else that you want to
I
talk
think
about
that
before we
I think that about wraps it up, Mr. Softic. Is there anything you wanted to add?
No, I think it is. It's time to get back to work. I hope everyone had a good Monday. It's always tough coming back after a vacation week, but hang in there. It will get easier once you get used to those routines. That's the hardest part is getting back into those routines, getting up early again. So whatever support you need, let us know. Let your teachers know, and we're going to be there to help you. All right. So that's going to wrap things up for us today. And as always, it's a great day to be great.